Grass guys just left. Got all the grass put in. They sell it by one like a little square. These are like little squares like here. That's how they do it. When they put on all the grass. Well, remember it was all mud. Everything else. It's all done. Total cost 150 American dollars. That's them cutting the grass where they got to cut it from and bring it here. They don't do it in rolls. As you can see, they do it in little squares, 1 meter squares. And you get 9 squares for 130 pesos. So, but it's all done. Smile's little grave right there. They brought dirt. That's all black rich topsoil. I'm gonna have to do this. Look at that dirt, how rich it is. And that's 80 pesos a bag. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I need more, they'll bring me more. But they did it all up through here. Then they took the hose and hosed over top. So I say give it about a week or so. But they did up around the pineapples and everything like that. Like I said, the aloe veras are back there on the mounds. Pineapples and all this stuff. All this is going to get finished done now. But the front basically is done except for in the flower beds and everything else. But they did very nice work right up here in Valencia. So, but you know, like I said, try to make it almost like I'm home in Florida. That way you don't get homesick. But yeah, no, like I said, the water used to run down, and they didn't slope this right here where the tile is. They didn't slope this at all. So the water just sits and runs. They didn't put no drain. The one guy said, why didn't they stick a drain here so the water goes out the wall over here? So there should have been a drain of some type. And plus they put this tile here so when it gets wet, it gets slippery. Another bad thing. It's things you learn. So if you're going to build and buy land, it's good things to learn. Rent first and then do whatever else you want to do. Go buy a condo. Do whatever. But like I said, it looks good. All the trash was taken out here. They're going to come back at 3 p.m., Ma? They're coming back at 3? Today?
You will come at 3?
At 3, I thought he said.
No, I said Monday.
Oh, okay, Monday. They're coming back Monday. Whoever was here before, you're not allowed to burn in Valencia. So they're going to get all this cleaned up. They're going to shape the bush. I think this other bush will probably go. But like I said, all this will all get cleaned out by him. They're going to make it all look nice. And if it was up to me, I'd make some nice flower beds out here in front. But they'll clean all this. And I believe he told me all of this is like 1,000 pesos. So that whole wall up there, down here. And that's got to be 100 foot, 120 feet long. But yeah, like I said, with our piles of all our cuttings that we did, me and Liebert drug it out on tarp and put it out here. All the leaves and all the branches and all that. It's compost. It'll all degrade. It might take off, whatever. But like I said, very nice. Very nice down through here. So it's looking better. It's looking cleaner. And that's what I like. I like it clean. That just looks like hell. That's way too tall. That needs to be shaped. It's the way we are in America. We like our hedges shaped and stuff like that. We take pride. And all that is. But like I said, I'm going to wander down this way. Let's see what's over here. This is that land that's up for sale. And I mean, it's nice. And it starts like at that wall, and it goes all the way up there. So, I mean, they got motorcycle paths where they get to the back, so you have to leave a right of way for them. That's just to be decent. You know, don't be an ass, you know. But all this is all carabao grass. And the carabao and all that eat them. The cows are in here. But right in here, like I said, I mean, you got a lot of big rocks from the volcanoes or whatever. That's what it looks like, volcanic rock from the mountain. Years ago, it's been here. So they've all got to come out. A backhoe. But the coconut trees, I mean, if I'm going to build, my driveway would come in here. And if I'm gonna come back this way, take out maybe that rock over there, leave this one, and you use it for yard decoration. But back here, perfect place to build a house. I mean, right here. She says, oh no, not with the coconut trees, because they're afraid they're gonna fall over. But you got a clear spot, it's level, it's nice, you know. You drill a deep well here and everything. But like I said, you're gonna have to put up a wall, but I would do that. I'd probably see about going back as far as I can, like past them 3 coconut trees, put them coconut trees in my property and all that. But this is nice, flat, level ground already. Compact it. All you gotta do is just clean the bushes here. Clean all these bushes. But this land goes, oh, let's see. This land goes all the way up to them banana trees up there. I can zoom in. That's a long way up there. But do you want all this land? You know, I mean, it's nice, but do you really want to be bothered with it? Just buy you a nice piece of land. So from this property line here where that fence is, there's a fence back here. There's a fence right there. You can see the concrete post. So from there, over to that coconut tree, and then out to the road to the banana tree. That's big enough for me. And you put a house, I have a yard on the backside. I can do gardens. You can do what you want. I mean, it ain't bad. And like I said, their walls, I'm going to walk over here. And on top of their walls, they all got cameras. They got silver lights. There's not a lot of thieves in this area. There's the police that live right down our street. But you got concertina wire. They put concertina wire up. They got metal spikes sticking up. They'll put glass on top of the walls and all that. But like I said, and they put the metal up here to stop people, I guess, or animals or rats climbing up there, because the rats will get up and, let me see, and the rats get in here and they eat the coconut. Once the coconut fall, they don't touch them unless they come get them fresh out of the tree. But if you let these coconuts sit, they'll start roots and they'll start another tree themselves. I got them in my yard. But it's very nice. I mean, Vicky's saying coconut tree no bigger than this. This is about maybe 25, 30, 25 feet up in the air. And it's full of coconuts. And people will probably come through and they'll harvest it or whatever, or climb the tree, whoever the owner is. But yeah, it's nice. You got a nice breeze blowing through here. I would have all these rocks dug out, make flower beds, make a wall, and that's got to be about the rock. It's porous, not as sharp as the ones in Hawaii when I was stationed there. But there's the mountain. There's the mountain. So you get a mountain view. There's the mountains up past Valencia. Forest camp up that way. But like I said, it's just a matter of cleaning. But yeah, take this banana tree and go straight down the road. Here, I'll get on the road. That way it's a better view. See, the coconut trees are in line. I could stand and make one go away from the other. So take the property all the way out to here. Come down to the mother coconut tree. Take this one piece. That's probably 1,000 square meters. I don't know. I don't know their figures. And then take it from that wall there. And just have this big part of the land. And take all this rock. And I make flower beds with them. There's so many ideas to do. You know. They don't have a bobcat. I would love to get a bobcat in here. A backhoe to pull the rocks out. Whatever rocks don't. But the ground's nice. It's cleared. You only got to clear this little bit of brush right here. And I think they'll charge me $20, $40 to clear the brush. They'll make big brush piles, or they'll just throw it on the land next to you and let it decompose. But the guys bring their cows up, and I don't care if they still bring the cows on the property. Hell, they're cutting my grass. Well, yeah, the mansion. It's getting clean, getting it overhauled. The last people that were here, the other foreigner that rented it, didn't do shit, destroyed the house like an asshole. But no, all this has got to be done. The road, the rocks are coming up from all the water washing down. But yeah, like I said, simple, easy life. You can't ask for no more. And the Canadians, that's their house up there, right there on the corner. But yeah, no, once this gets clean, it's gonna be really nice. So, and the way they get around motorcycle. But yeah, no, it's clean. That's what it looks like with grass in there. No more mud and dirt. Hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, it's constantly cleaning. There's the tarp we laid down for all our trimming. They would carry it over branch by branch by branch. I did like I did in America. Lay a tarp down, load it all up, throw it on there, drag it out to the street on days they come and pick. But yeah, beautiful as it is. And these are them orange flowers. I don't know what kind of plant that is. If anybody knows, hey, tell me. But that's that thing. Ants love it. All right, 11 minutes. Hit the like, subscribe, and share the videos.